Alright, so welcome to my Bastet build guide. I'm going to be showing you what I build in order to achieve the way that I play and, basically do the most damage as often as I can. That's basically how my build works. So what I do when I first go in the arena is I wait a little bit because I need the money to get a level 2 Jones Wrath. That's what I buy first. You don't get enough money, straight away, so you just gotta wait for that 95, and then you get yourself a level 2 Jones Wrath. And as you can see, the reason I get it is the 25 physical power and the plus 10 physical pen, which is, in my opinion, the best starting item that you can get. Well, it's not a starting item, but it's the item you start with, but it's the best choice. Because if you've got boots, you get 20 physical power, which is less than, 25, and also it gives you 6% attack speed and 12% run speed. Well, you're not really going to be using that attack speed, and it's not going to be really that efficient for you in the very early game. And 12% run speed, well, you got pounce, so as long as you pounce properly, you'll always be able to return to safety after you initiate, so completely pointless. So in my opinion, definitely Jones Wrath off the bat. As you can see, like I say, that 10 physical pen is the reason. I've got this, you can see the build here is set for level 3, so 21 protection, minus 10, 11 protection, and that is a massive chunk. That's nearly half of the protection that I've got rid of off an enemy god, if they're around about the same sort of scaling and start off. So that's it for Jotun's Wrath. Absolutely amazing item. Try and get it level 3 before you summon your cats. So before you actually summon your cats, get this so you get the cooldown, so you can get your cats back even quicker for the next time you wish to summon them. Sometimes you can't, but whatever. And next item, definitely Warrior Tabi. Definitely walk towards that. And it's got another 15 physical pen. So let's say you're like level 8 by the time you've got this. Here you can see combined we've got 30 pen. So 30 pen off 35. That's now 5. If I was going to go up to somebody, they will only have 5 protection left, basically, and I will be doing close to true damage at around about that level. So as you can see, the early game doing lots of damage, close to true damage, and definitely a chance to pick up a lot of kills. Next item, the Void Blade is the Focus Void Blade, not the normal Void Blade, because you don't want to be requiring yourself to be standing next to people in order to do extra damage. So it's more of a tank thing. You want to get the flat pen so you can be anywhere on the map, because there's going to be a lot of pouncing forward and backwards, and you can't guarantee you're going to be standing next to people, so you get that 25 flat pen, and that brings you all the way to 50 pen. Amazing. And it gives you that physical protection as well, and a little bit of physical power contribution. The protection is really good, obviously, because you might be getting countered by like Lokis or something, so it will give you that extra survivability, so you're not just as completely thin as paper. And then the last item that I recommend is Deathbringer, and this is just because the straight up plus 50%, sorry, not plus 50%, plus 50 physical power, and the 20% critical strike chance, which is decent, and the fact that if you do manage to crit, then its damage will be increased by 50%. So not something we're relying on, but if it happens, great. And that's basically the base build here. And the reason why I call it the base build is because you do not switch any of these items. You keep all of them, and if you want to change anything, you want to get any defensives, you change any of these last 2 items. Because you got your pen and your cooldown, plus again physical power, and pen with the movement speed, obviously, which you need. And then you've got your you've got the last bit of your pen and your physical protection, a bit of your bulkiness, more physical power, and then just your straight physical power with a little bit of RNG, you know, so there's a chance to do more. And that's pretty much it, like I say, for the base build. So you can swap up whatever you like, but my most recommended item, if you are going to get anything else afterwards, in my opinion anyway, is the Hydra's Laminate. You get this because, again, straight up as an item on its own, without any farming, it gives you 50 physical power, so that's great. And then it gives you 15% cooldown reduction, so that will take you up to max cooldown. And then after using ability, because you will be using them a lot, you can then do a basic attack which will deal 125% additional base damage. And that's the reason why I think it's amazing. So if you get that. And then the last item, I don't know, it's just really up to you really, these last two items, but I might get Eye of Retaliation, just for, like I say, that last extra plus 50, just to do ridiculous damage, and the fact that it gives me more damage if I have less life, although usually I'll be, you know, recalling and stuff. If my life's too low, try not to go in. And that's pretty much the build there. So at level 20, this will give you 331 physical power. It will give you all of your physical penetration, 50 right there. 35% cooldown reduction, 120 physical protection, and then that's pretty much it for how it works. So as you see, this is how it works. So you're going to be pouncing in, doing all this damage, and then you're going to have all this penetration, which is going to rip right through basically anyone's armor. And then you've got this cooldown, which is going to allow you to stay in fights longer and do more damage more often with your moves. Because the way that I play Bastet, I don't rely on basic attacks to get my kills really. They're just additional DPS. So that's why I get my cooldown reduction. So I can do a lot of more initiating with my pounce, cause some pressure with my bleeds, pounce out if I have to, or continue to DPS. And as you see, the total cost is 16k basically. Pretty expensive, but that's pretty much only due to these last two items. If I remove them, it comes to a total of 10k for all of these items, which, if you only had them, it's still a decent amount of physical power. If you were going to throw in just defensives at the end, you still got all of your physical pen, and you still got pretty much all the cooldown reduction that you actually need, and you still got all that armor versus physical gods. So that's pretty much it for my actual items that I buy. Actives I don't really use. Like, if I'm fighting in Ares, and obviously when it comes to fighting Ares, everyone's screaming, "Oh, get beads, get beads!" But I don't need beads, because if Ares uses his ult, I just look in whatever direction he's going, so he'll be trying to pull me towards his side of the map. I'll walk in the other direction, just pounce literally right in front of me, and then he'll pull me, and then I'll press pounce, and then I'll pounce back to that location, and I'll be fine. Although I'd say that's only like 3% of the time anyway, because the other 97% I'm not even initiating until he's ulted anyway, because that's just the way I play. So, you know, if you want, it's up to you. Get beads, maybe get meditation if you want to give yourself a heal, if you want to try and survive a bit longer, but I'm pretty confident in my ability to survive without any actives. And that's pretty much it for the actives. Consumables, never. Like, I can recall and be back in a fight in a matter of like 15 to 20 seconds. In my opinion, completely pointless. And that's it. I don't buy any of this stuff. I focus all my money in getting as much damage as I can possible out of my items. And the faster I can get my base build, then the faster that I can pretty much just carry the game. Now, as for my abilities, it's It's a little bit tricky to explain, but it is pretty simple once you understand. So I'll go in an arena match, I'll be level 3, so I'll put 1 in my pounce and 2 in my razor claws. Oops. There we go. And then once I get to level 4, it will only let me level up Ninetales. Now, what you can do is you can wait till level 5, and then you can put 1 point in your cats, and still ignoring Ninetales, it will then let you put a point in Razor Claws, then you'll have 3 points in Razor Claws. And then you'll have your cats as well, and then you'll have 1 in Pounce. Now, this is just the way that I play, because I want to get as much damage as I can from those Razor Claws, because they do ridiculous amounts of damage. And see, it won't let me do it here, so I've got to put this, and then I've got to put that. But like I say, that's what you do. You completely ignore Ninetales at level 4, you don't do this. You pretty much just ignore it, go straight for cats, level 3 Razor Claws, kill everything. So, the priority in terms of what you want to level after that, once you've done that little trick, is you want to prioritize cats always, because if you're using it to finish off people and stuff like that, you don't want them doing low damage, you want them doing as much as possible. And then you want to prioritize Razor Claws, then you want to prioritize Ninetales, because once you get later in the game, it is actually helpful additional DPS, and obviously it has other uses like slowing down and the fact that it's really ranged. And then you prioritize Pounce. And what you'll end up having is Razor Claws will be maxed out by level 10, Ninetales will be maxed out by level 14, your Pounce will be maxed out by level 19, and then your Cat Call will be maxed out at level 20, because that's the last time that you can actually max it out. And that's it for the actual abilities as well then. And I hope that this has been a useful guide for you. I hope you enjoyed looking at the way that I build my guy, and I hope that you liked it. And thank you for watching my video.